Hello and welcome to another episode of Spotlighting Jonesboro. Today with me I have Corey Mills and Tiffany Wright, and they're here to talk to us about the Sickle Cell Awareness Gala. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me.
How about you tell us a little bit about yourselves before we get started?
Well, I'm Tiffany Wright. I actually have been working here in Jonesboro for about almost 10 years now for NEA Baptist within our managed care department. I have a background in medical technology. And then my master's is in health science education. So I'm pretty rooted and grounded here in Jonesboro with being an Arkansas State alum. So I love it here, and met Corey Mills, and so now I'll let him tell you about himself.
Okay, I'm Corey Mills, also alumni of Arkansas State University. I got my bachelor's in business administration and marketing management. I do marketing consulting here in Jonesboro. I have my own business, and I also work with Covenant Health Benefits. Yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Right. Well, how about you tell us about the sickle cell disease and what makes you guys so passionate about it?
Okay. Sickle cell disease is a blood disorder. It's when your red blood cells kind of lose oxygen in the blood system. What happens is the blood cells, they're originally around like a donut, and what happens when you go and have a sickle cell crisis or your blood loses oxygen, they kind of sickle. And when it passes through your main arteries, it's called pain crisis. And it's a very terminal crises, pains. I mean, it's undescribable, actually. And Tiffany, you want to elaborate a little bit more?
Just basically to add to it, it's a hereditary disease that's passed on from a parent that was a carrier of the disease, or two parents that have the trait. It's nothing that could just be passed around just like a general disease from person to person, but it has to be given to a person at birth. It's a very, like you said, a very terminal disease. When you go into a pain crisis, it's an insurmountable amount of pain. It's really hard to describe. I think that's kind of where Corey was coming from. It's hard to describe how much pain a person is in, but when there's not enough oxygen getting into the tissues of a certain portion of the body or into the organs, that pain crisis, it's letting a person know, hey, we're not functioning as we should. Something's wrong in the body. And there's no cure for sickle cell at this time. We've come a long way in research, but there's still no cure. Basically, to treat a pain crisis is to give someone IV fluids, also IV pain meds, and blood transfusions. That's why we're such advocates even for American Red Cross and other blood donation centers, for people to go out and give blood, because I'm telling you, there's several different things that can be done with your blood, and we certainly benefit from it as well.
I understand you both have some kind of organization that you're kind of in charge of that you started. Tell us a little bit about both of those.
I am a co-founder of Team Psalm 91 Foundation. The other founder is Ms. Keisha Hagans. Keisha Hagans is actually a breast cancer survivor. And of course, I have sickle cell disease. The two of us came together simply because when we were going through some of the roughest times in our lives, things were looking glim in my health situation. She was going through chemotherapy. One thing that held us together and brought our stories together is our faith in God. And we would always sign off, whether it be on Facebook or other social media or through text message, we'd always say Psalm 91, because we believed that God would cover us and He would bring us out of any situation. And so we developed Team Psalm 91. People on Facebook started following what we were doing. They were like, I want to be a part of the team. I'm a part of the team. I support both of you. And so we came together and we founded Team Psalm 91 Foundation, where we want to be a help to those that are suffering from chronic diseases or illnesses, and also to their families. We noticed during that time that you're not always able to go to work, and you have to spend a lot of money in gas and going to doctor's appointments and just doing different day-to-day things that sometimes we take for granted. And so the foundation was built to simply undergird those expenses that people have to go through and help them in whatever way we can.
Great. Corey?
Also, mine is the Mills Foundation. What we do, me being an advocate for sickle cell, having sickle cell, I always wanted to start a foundation that could, help people financially with the disease, whether through hospital bills, personal bills. What my foundation is doing, we're trying to raise money to give to different hospitals, because there's people out there that don't have health insurance. They have to get admitted to the hospital and they get stuck with large hospital bills like myself. I've done that in the past. What happened to me before, what made me want to do this, I was in a crisis once before in the hospital, and they comped my whole bill. It was a foundation there at the hospital, and they say, hey, we're going to take care of all your expenses. You know, I didn't have any insurance at the time, and that really inspired me to start my own foundation and say, hey, I want to give back to people that go through the same thing I've been through. And that's what we do mainly with this foundation. We raise the money. We're going to give different endowments to hospitals so they can have that money sitting there for people that can get approved for, to get their hospital bills paid for and assistance and stuff.
So let's talk a little bit about the Gala event. What do you hope to achieve with this? Tell us what's going to be going on with it.
It's great that you asked that. One thing that you can begin by seeing from both of our stories of why we created the foundations is that we both wanted to help people with sickle cell disease, but we know that more than anything we needed to bring awareness to the city. That's why it's the first annual NEA Sickle Cell Awareness Gala, because we said, listen, there's no sense of me trying to do one thing with sickle cell and then us being competitive. It's enough for us to go around, for us to merge together, and for us to come together and do sickle cell awareness. Number one, to do education. There's a lot of people that yet don't understand what sickle cell disease is, what it's about, who's affected by it. To dispel a lot of the myths with sickle cell. A lot of people think it's just an African American disease. Not so. It affects those from Caribbean descent, European descent, and South African descent. So it's more than just the African American disease. We wanted to bring awareness, education, and then from both of our foundations be able to raise funds to be able to support those in need, the sickle cell patients and their families. And I don't know, Corey may want to elaborate a little bit more about the gala.
Yeah, the gala, I mean, it's going to be a great event, food, fun, live music. Mainly, the important thing is, giving the information out to the guests of the gala. We're going to have doctors come speak, nutritionists, to make people more aware and enlighten them about the disease. Because the first thing, you got to have knowledge about something before you can try to defeat it. So with the organization, with the gala, we're going to establish that, give as much information out as we can about the disease and educate the people at the gala. So.
Well, how do we get to come? I mean, are there tickets?
It's tickets,
Yeah.
and we are. Once again, it's a fundraiser. The tickets are $40 per person, and they can be purchased by going to eventbrite.com or going to the website www.wefightwewin.org. We came up with that. If we fight this disease, we will win.
Yes.
Whether it be through education or it be physically. We feel like if we fight, we can definitely win. And so wefightwewin.org or eventbrite.com. They can purchase the tickets. And more than anything, come have fun. We're going to have a good time that night. We're going to show you guys that Corey Mills and I, we can definitely have fun.
Yeah, she loves to have fun.
Well, let's have fun.
Not more than him.
I'm with you. Well, guys, thank you so much. I
you.
wish you all the best with this event. And guys, go to the websites and get some tickets and come out and have a great time and help support these
Please
guys
do.
and what they're doing.
Okay, if anyone would like to be a sponsor of this event, also you can give us an email at neasicklecellawareness@gmail.com.
Okay.
We can get you literature and packets on the sponsorship. We definitely will appreciate it. Like I said, this is the first annual. We're looking at this being a big event for Jonesboro. No, not just this year, but for years to come, 5-10 years down the line. So we're here for the long run, and we want to make an impact in Jonesboro.
Get used to seeing us.
Will do. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And guys, we'll see you next time here on Spotlighting Jonesboro.